Giants win the pennant. The Giants win the pennant. Oh, I know it's the wrong sport, but this is Tennessee New York Giants Straight Talk, powered by Online Big Blue LLC. We have to say that after every win because we said it the last time after the Chargers win. And as we all know,
I'm not superstitious, but I am a little stitious.
I'm a little bit superstitious. I'm a lot bit superstitious. So the Giants go out and wreck the Philadelphia Eagles, the defending champs, 34-17, powered by the 3 touchdowns, but the hat trick by the Skattebo, who also ran for about 98 yards on 20 carries. Oh, you also had Jaxson Dart putting up some yards. Well, not really putting up some yards. He had 190. We're going to be honest. He had 194 yards. And a touchdown. He also had another rushing touchdown as well. He was 17-25 for 194, rushed 58 times on 13 carries. He became the third quarterback in the Super Bowl era to have at least 50 yards in his first 3 starts, joining the likes of Lamar Jackson and Jalen Hurts. Dun, dun, dun. It was a nice win. It was a good win. And I laugh because if you go out to the one we love the most, brought to you by here at Online Big Blue by the FanDuel, the mighty FanDuel, the number 1 sports book in the land. Go out to FanDuel.com, and if you looked at FanDuel had the Giants at 7.5-point underdogs. So did Vegas. So the Giants basically had all the odds makers taking a bite out of a big shit sandwich because they took those 7.5 points and won the game. I'm curious to see what the Giants' odds are going to be up in Denver. But like I said, anytime we do check that out, we go check that out on the mighty FanDuel. And of course, that is FanDuel.com, the number 1 sports book in all of America. You know what I really do love about FanDuel is it's easily accessible. You don't just have to do sports betting in regards to the NFL and everything else. You can do casino games, you can do fantasy, you can do racings. And for new customers, bet $5, you get $300 in bonus bets if you win. Of course, that's on the NFL itself. I love the casino games. New players get 500 spins on, I think it's Huff, Blow My House Down. So that's always a good place to go. So everyone run out to the mighty FanDuel.com. That's FanDuel.com. Make sure you're betting responsibly and have responsible gaming as well. So you take a look at this Giant game. The Giants are sitting now 2-4. Excuse me, we finally get a divisional win, which is nice. We go to Denver, and then we go to Philadelphia. So if you want to change the narrative of this team, and there was a lot of discussion after the game, especially by Jaxson Dart and Brian Burns and other players, about changing the narrative and the way and the attitude of the fans and the attitude of those outside of football. I really shouldn't say outside football. I should say outside of the Giant football spectrum, such as the national beat writers. And Jaxson Dart came out and said, yeah, I mean, it's a statement game because we have a lot of, we have to, excuse me, I'm going to start that again. Yes, I mean, it's absolutely is because you have to have a lot of respect for the team. They just came off winning the Super Bowl, top team in the league, says Dart. He says, quite honestly, no one really expected us to put up the performance like this. As a locker room, as a teammate, we are confident. We are trying to play hard for each other. We're trying to make a statement. We are trying to play for each other and win games. We want to find an identity. I feel like we did a good job of putting that a little bit together tonight. Well, hell, anytime you defeat defending champs, you know, and you know, that's a statement game. That's the way it is, you know. And Brian Burns basically also came out at the same time, and Brian Burns is having one of his most impressive seasons since that season over with the Carolina Panthers. He says, I just think at times some negativity that surrounds us here. I'm sorry, that's Jaxson Dart. Where does I lost the Brian Burns comment. Let's see here. Dart also said, I think there's at times some negativity that surrounds here. So Dart, for us, some of the new guys that are coming here, we got here so we don't feel like we are involved in the past. We got a lot of winning on this team. Some guys come out every single day and work their asses off and put up a good show on Sundays. Well, the thing about the good show on Sundays, you have to continuously win. Excuse me. It's nice to win, you know, a game here and a game there, but you have to be consistent about it because that's the NFL. And I understand you're a rookie and I understand you get that. But that's the thing. You have to put it together. You have Ellie Moore Fudd also coming out, said 100%. I think it shows the entire league what we are capable of. And this is what I've talked about with the New York Giants. It's going to be a pendulum all season long. And I've said this since the beginning of the season. It's a week-to-week thing. And with the Giants, it really is going to be a week-to-week thing. There's going to be weeks where it's going to be an extreme high. There is going to be weeks where it's going to be an extreme low. And you are going to live and die on this entire season. And that's just the way this team is, because while there is definitely talent on the roster, they are not the most talented team in the league. And sometimes you're going to catch teams like the Eagles and the Chargers flat-footed. And sometimes, like we did in 2022, you're going to get those breaks because, excuse me, I lost my voice. I was at the Knicks game yesterday, and I want to talk about that for a second afterwards. But because the Knicks just do everything right, and it's literally amazing going to the Knicks game, and I'm not just saying that because we sit in the third row on the floor, but they really just put on a fan experience with the Knicks, and it's crazy sometimes. But going back to the Giants, like I said, like I mentioned before, this is going to be an up and down season. This is going to be This is going to be a season of peaks and valleys. And that's the way we have to look at it, and that's the way this is going to be. And I've mentioned this over and over again, and people still think I'm crazy. I already said, if you can go 3-3 in your first 6, I say, the Giants could have a chance to make the playoffs because of the fact that the way it would have broken down, it would have given you at least probably 2 divisional wins, and it could push you forward. And I still think that only 9 wins takes this NFC East, because I've said it before. I think Philadelphia is going to take a step back. I think Washington's going to stay the same, and I think Dallas is going to be a little bit better than people expect, kind of like the Giants. And if you can do that, you could put yourself in an opportunity to take what I'm going to think is going to be an off year in the division. And if the Giants truly think they're a talented team, we've said this before, you have to build on this. You have to build on consistency. You can't have one good game and one bad game. And like I said, you can't go to Denver and put up a stinker in Denver, and you can't go to Philadelphia and put up a stinker in Philadelphia. You're going to have to show, and you want to talk about getting rid of the negativity, you're going to have to show consistency. And right now, being 2-1 at home, all of our wins right now, of course, are at home because we only have 2 wins. But you have to show you are a consistent organization. You have to show that you have the ability to not only win games, but win the games convincingly, like you did last night. The game was a little bit closer going into. I mean, Jalen Hurts doesn't throw that wacky ass interception to Cordell Flott, with about 11 minutes in the fourth. They're down by 4. There's a totally different narrative on this team. But like I said, you have to take advantage of and especially in the NFL, you have to take advantage to what the league gives you, and that's the only way you can succeed, and it's the only way that you can get better. Going through the game itself, like I said, Jaxson was 17 for 25 for 194 for a touchdown. He was sacked twice. Cam Skattebo was the hero of the game, 19 carries for 98 yards, 5 yards carries in the 3 touchdowns, longest run of 18 yards. I get concerned that, yes, the Giants rushed 39 times for 172 yards, but I get concerned that your second leading rusher is your quarterback. And you hope you can start getting Tyrone Tracy was in the game for 4 carries, 6 yards. You hope that you can find some more consistency on the ground game, because you're gonna run into a day where the ground game is just not going to work with Cam Skattebo. You are going to run into that day, and you are going to have to shift your focus, and you're going to run into a day when the ground game is just, you won't be able to use it because of the fact that you're going to be behind. And relying on Wan'Dale Robinson, little Jordan Humphreys, Jalen Hyatt, and Cam Skattebo. It's amazing to me that out of the 17 receptions, Jalen Hyatt even had 3 of them, which was shocking alone. But you're going to have to figure out something a little bit more with the running game. And people are like, well, Tim, we ran for 100. You ran for 172 yards. I'm not saying that's not good, but I am saying that your second leading rusher at almost 60 yards can't be your quarterback consistently, because we've seen now twice in 2 games Jaxson Dart go out, and what happened with Russell Wilson, you know, with Brian Dable going crazy on the sidelines when Russell Wilson came in and missed that pass, you know, and he's basically yelling at the team doctor, get him out there. You know, here's my thing, and this is one of the things that kind of, no matter if we win or lose, Brian Dable's not a good head coach. He's not. I can understand you're in the heat of the moment. I can understand the frustration. I can understand that you're trying to take out a divisional rival that you lost like the last 7 games in a row to. I wholly understand that. But to be yelling at the medical staff as your quarterback is getting looked at because your second string quarterback did something you don't like, that's Bush League. That just doesn't make any sense to me. You should be if you think this kid's the franchise, and I still don't know if he's the franchise. Now everyone else does, but also everyone else thought Daniel Jones was the franchise. I still don't know if he's the franchise yet, because we also thought that a lot of people thought this way with Tommy DeVito. I mean, I'd like to see Jaxson Dart play a season before we can start figuring that out, which he's going to end up doing. But if your guy goes out with an injury, you can't go after the medical staff because you think they are not getting him on the field fast enough. This isn't, and this is what bugs me about Brian Dable. This isn't about a season to save your job. This is about the longevity of the franchise. And I think we need to think about it that way as well. If you take a look again on once, we had the 2 big sacks once again from the Spider-Man. He can go, like I said, as long as he keeps racking up the sacks, he can call himself Spider-Man all he wants. You had Darius Muisa with another sack as well. Kayvon Thibodeau kind of had a quiet game. You know, it's like I said, with Kayvon Thibodeau, you're going to get the good, you're going to get the bad, and there it is, and there you have it. It's the facts of life. But like I said, it's a nice win. It's a good win against a division rival. You did what you needed to do at home. You took yourself to 2-4. You got a tough road ahead against Denver and Philadelphia. Giant fans need to be proud and happy of the day. I'll talk about the Knicks on that new Knick podcast, New York Knicks Unleashed, because it's going to be a banger. So don't forget, like, subscribe, ring the bell, and all that fun stuff. This is Tim's New York Giants Straight Talk, and I'm out of here.